Hey guys, I hope that you're doing well. I wanted to stop by today to speak to you guys about Jesus being compassionate. This is what we're going to be doing for Bible this week and next week. And compassion is something that all of us should have. And Jesus was the ultimate example of someone who's compassionate. So today's topic is going to be a shepherd shows compassion. Now, if any of you have ever watched any movies about sheep or watched any videos or read about sheep, you might know that they are said to be not very smart, they're very stubborn, they lose their way very easily, they wander and go astray away from the shepherd, they are unaware of dangers like cliffs and predators. So they get captured easily by these predators, and they can be very helpless and totally dependent. Now, a sheep cannot survive without a shepherd, right? Because without the shepherd's protection and compassion, they are pretty much helpless because they don't think very much for themselves, right? So if you looked up the definition of the word compassion in your glossary, you would have seen that compassion is caring that includes a desire to help. So it's not only caring about someone in your words or thoughts, but actually helping them, right? And do you know that the characteristics of sheep can also be related to the characteristics of human beings when it comes to spirituality, right? To being a Christian or to being a human being, right? And Jesus is our good shepherd. Just like how a shepherd is a shepherd of sheep, Jesus is our good shepherd. Now, Jesus had a lot of compassion for people, and even in the story of the blind man that we spoke about a week ago, we saw that Jesus was merciful and he showed compassion, he showed love and care to the blind man and to many others. Jesus described himself as a shepherd because he knew that people needed guidance and they needed help. Jesus knows exactly what we need. Just like how a shepherd searches for their lost sheep to bring them back to him, Jesus is always watching over us to heal us, to provide for us, and to forgive us because we are valuable to him. When a child of God goes astray, so like if someone sins or make mistakes or decides not to follow God for a moment in time, Jesus longs for that person to come back. He doesn't be like, oh, well, I don't care if that person comes back or not because I have so many other people over here who are Christians and who love me. That's not how Jesus is. He hurts even if it's the one human that has gone astray, that is not following him. He longs for them to come back to him, right? And with a heart of repentance, with basically like acknowledging that they need him, right? And that they love him, okay, and that they want to change their actions. I'm gonna read for you a true story that will tell you a bit about how compassion works, okay? 4-year-old Kripa watched as the sky lit up with fireworks at a huge celebration. Thousands of people were there enjoying the festivities. There were game booths and different ethnic foods. As Kripa's family walked around, Kripa saw a fun game and wandered off the path. Her parents had told her to stay close to them, but Kripa disobeyed them. The next thing Kripa knew, she could not see her family. At the same time, her family realized that Kripa was missing, but they could not find her in the large crowd. It became dark, and everyone in Kripa's family was very worried. They stopped and prayed to God for help and guidance. After looking for Kripa for quite some time, they found her sitting on a blanket with someone who was watching over her. This person had calmed Kripa's fears about being away from the protection of her parents. Kripa was very sorry for disobeying her parents. Her parents hugged her tight and carried her home. Now, if you've ever been away from the protection of someone who cares for you, your parents, your teachers, your aunts, your uncles, any loved ones, if you've ever been away from them in a situation that is uncertain, how would you feel? Possibly frightened, lonely, scared, sad? Well, if you would have noticed in this story, when Kripa came back to her parents, they didn't like scold her or say like, why did you go astray, what's wrong with you, anything like that. They were just happy to have her back, and they hugged her and showed her love, and they showed her compassion. And that's just how Jesus longs for us, to not go astray from him, to be near him. And he always welcomes us once we're sorry and we ask for forgiveness. He is there to extend his compassion, his love, and his care to us. Okay, so always remember, Jesus is a good shepherd. Just like how a shepherd cares for, protects, and guides his sheep, Jesus does the same thing for us. Okay, so guys, as you go on to do the rest of this lesson, always remember to share what you've learned with family and friends, and have a good day.